Hey guys, it's Lady Chan here. I am back with another reaction. Now you are gonna think I'm very silly for this one because somehow this slipped through the cracks. Somehow I missed this one. I know about it. I've seen the thumbnail. I've gone on Hangovergang's website or Nova's website and I've seen the Lost Girls clothing line that she put out. But I didn't listen to the song. Listen guys, I had a small stroke a couple years ago, so please don't mind me because wow, that was really silly of me. I miss things sometimes. So here we are 3 months later, right? 3 months ago this came out. Yeah, 3 months later, Rockafeller, Lost Girls. Now you guys know how much I love Nova. You know how in love with Nova Rockafeller I am. We all know this. This is not new. But I don't know. I wish we were best friends, you know? I wish we were besties because I think we'd be awesome besties. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Nova, if you're seeing this, let's be besties. Okay, love you. Bye.
We were meant to do much, kids in a system that nobody loves. Sitting in bus stations, sun coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams and you're us? I was always...
Okay.
We need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams and you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seen a lot of girls. Can I crush at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escorts are overdose girls.
I know it's only 30 seconds in, sorry I keep stopping it, but I'll go back. The tone that this has already set and like the direction this is going, as someone who kind of grew up around a lot of like lower class, middle class kind of families, like kids and stuff, like there was so much of this. Like I knew girls that were couch surfing at our friends and like their friends' houses. Or like so I went to like 3 different high schools, and one of the high schools there was a lot of teenage moms, and my high school, like so much so that my high school had a daycare program in-house for the girls that had babies, so they could see their kids in between classes and stuff like that, and like spend lunch with their kids and all that stuff. And a lot of those girls like were houseless, homeless, or couch surfing on someone else's, in someone else's house. And that was really, really sad. At the time, I didn't really understand how that could happen so often, but now as an adult, I get it a little bit more. It's heartbreaking, and young girls should not have to go through this.
Go girls, now the escorts are overdose girls. Thanks yourself for a little more liquor. Ooh, now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh, all we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard.
To those we lost in the park.
Nowhere nowhere to go but found someone to boo. Someone got drugs, so tonight it's the moon. Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care, nobody to call. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. I swear that it wasn't our fault. I was always hanging with the lost boys, the random from the cops, then the lock boys. They're out there selling rocks, popping off boys. Now they're doing drugs, so they got shot boys. Oh, and things you'll do to make time pass quicker. Ooh, ooh. Now you're dope sick in a highway motel alone. Ooh, ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we missed who we lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are.
Wait, is the girl in the glasses and the choker necklace, is that supposed to be Nova when she was younger? Because that boy's wearing a Jamaica beanie. Was this when she was in Jamaica? Nova. You guys, there's something about Nova that you just can't find anywhere else. Like, I don't know. Like, I know everyone says they want to be friends with her and hang out with her because she's so cool. And it's like, yeah, same, obviously. But it's like, I don't know. There's something about her that's just so rare. And I don't just say that because, again, like, I don't hang out with people. Like, I've lost a lot of friends over the last 7 years alone. A lot of that being my own fault. But it happened, and, you know, that's just, it is what it is. And so I have a really hard time making new friends now, like in real life. I meet people online all the time. Like, I have Instagram friends, like girls that live in different states and whatever. Like, we're friends, cool. But like in real life, this is it, guys. This is me and my dog. Friend-wise, I have maybe, enough people to count on one hand. But they are very, very far away from me. They have other things going on in their life. I understand that, and it's fine. But making new friends, damn near impossible. Doesn't happen. I work from home. I do school from home. I take care of my dog. Like, my family lives 4,000 miles away. Like, I just, that's it. So I see something in Nova that I kind of, maybe it reminds me of myself, and I love her for that. She's just so much herself that it probably rubs some people the wrong way because she's so freaking original and so just her. And I don't see anything about her that could be like, that she could have copied off of someone else or something else. I see absolutely none of that with her. And this Lost Girls concept, and I know like a little bit of her story, where she was in group homes for a little while, and obviously I'm missing some details because I don't know Nova's entire life like that. I'm sure some of you have more information than me. Feel free to provide it below. But yeah, like, I mean, for one, it was more like it wasn't me as a teenager, but like a little bit closer to like 17, 18, 19. Like I did live in my car. I was living out of my car for a little while and couch surfing. My mom decided to like move out of the state, and at the time my dad was like in a different city, and I had a job where I was living currently, or at that time, and all my friends were there, and I was like, well, I don't want to move, so I'll just live in my car till I can afford to rent a room or something from someone else. So yeah, and it's kind of literally like I just move so much. Still, I move so much, and I really want a house. Like what Nova and Tom has finally made for themselves, of like they have their own house and their own things, and they're getting these things that they've deserved their whole life and they work so hard for. Like that's what I want. Not exactly the material things like that, but like that feeling of being able to sit down and be like, okay, like this is it. This is my house, you know, like this is going to be my house for a really long time, or till the day I die, or like a car that's paid off or whatever. Like that's the goal, is like knowing that you can sit down and be like, I worked so hard and I'm able to pay for these things on my own and make these things my own. And these kids that were like lost girls and lost boys, like that doesn't seem possible at that time when you're going through it. And like Florida is where I grew up, so you really only end up one way or the other, right? Like especially if you grow up like that, where your parents aren't taking care of you, or your family is bad and you're out on your own at such a young age, and you have to grow up too fast, and you have to figure out how to do life without any guidance. Like you're either going to go one way or the other. It's either going to go well because you persevere and you create this character of yourself and you're able to accomplish success without anybody's help, and you just become that person, or it all goes downhill and you succumb to your, you know, the bad things, and like the alcoholism and the drugs and the you know, just the deep dark stuff. Like you succumb to that or you overcome it. It's one or the other. And it sucks because I haven't really seen people, like there's nothing really in the middle, right? And it's like, yeah, you can have success and still have your demons. Most people do. Can't think of a single person that has just the success and no bad business in their head. You know, it's all there. We're human. But at the end of the day, when you see people that grow up like that, especially with you, you don't know which way it's going to go. You can only hope for the best and maybe try to help in whatever way you can, and providing them in the right direction, pushing them in the right direction. But at the same time, it's like these people have to come into their own, and it really just comes down to what is it that you want? How are you going to do it? And are you going to stick to it and get what you deserve and get what you want in the end, you know? And again, it's heartbreaking when it's children that you see go through this stuff. When I saw people go through this stuff, it's because I was right there with them at that age. So it's like, what can you do at that age, you know? 16, 17, like I don't know how to help. You want to sleep in my house? Like, that's all you can offer, right? It's like, yeah, you want a hot meal? Sure, I can do that. You want to ride to school every morning? Yeah, I'll pick you up. You know what I mean? But it's like, apart from that, they still have to deal with whatever is causing that in their life, and it really sucks. And this is why I tell friends of mine that do have kids, or people that I meet that have kids or whatever, is that as a parent, you need to be vigilant of your kids' friends as well as your kids. You need to have their backs and keep an eye out and pay attention when things don't look so hot. You know, speak up, advocate. Children can't advocate for themselves. They think it's normal when they grow up like that. They're like, well, I'm clearly like a bad person if I'm being treated like a bad person. And they grow up believing this, and then they treat themselves badly for the rest of their lives. I don't know. I'm sorry. I could rant about this for literally 3 hours, but I'm not going to. Nova just really lit that fire up in me right now. And I just want to say thank you, Nova, and thank you guys for even listening if you've been listening this long. I really needed that one because I have a lot to say, clearly. Thank you guys for joining me on this one. I will see you guys on the next one.